Hey guys, I'm Marissa Spencer, and today I'm going to take you through Fab Slide 29, Market Segmentation, the 5 criteria to evaluate the effectiveness of your segmentation scheme. So to start off, let's define segmentation. Segmentation involves separating your market out analytically. First, variables must be identified that are used as a means of how you will segment. These variables relate to customer needs. Some examples of segmentation variables relate to demographic information, like age, gender, and race. Then there's psychographic traits like lifestyle and personality. Then behavioral, in the sense of benefits, attitudes, or uses. Then finally, geographic information, which can also be used as information for segmentation variables. Customers who exhibit similar needs will be segmented together. Once customer segments are identified, then segment profiles can be created. Segment profiles are indicative of the unique characteristics of the customers represented in each segment. Here, on Fab Slide 29, we've got 5 criteria that are used as a means of determining whether or not your segmentation scheme is effective. So I'm going to go through each of these criterion to help simplify the explanation. In continued efforts of simplifying this explanation, I'm going to use the company Chipotle to guide this example. We're going to limit the discussion to the American segment that Chipotle operates in. Chipotle customers seem to primarily be millennials, but also some dipping into Generation Z. For 2020, millennial spending is projected at $65 billion and Gen Z at $100 billion. Gen Z and millennials combined represent a little over half of the US population, which is massive in terms of size. So they seem to be satisfactory and effective in terms of Criterion 1. Relaying back to Criterion 1, Millennial and Gen Z segments have already been deemed as large in size. Because the products being sold at Chipotle don't seem to exceed the price of $8, there is room for high profitability from these segments. An $8 burrito is very affordable, especially to those in Chipotle's targeted segments. So with large amounts of potential customers and affordable prices, large profits can be expected. Millennials and Gen Z are both extremely tech-savvy. Relaying brand messages to these groups is not difficult. These groups can be reached through a variety of social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, and other platforms. These groups can also be reached through television advertisements and print media. Then moving on to Criterion 4. As far as the marketing mix and how it relates to Chipotle, the product is a variety of Mexican-inspired items that do not exceed $8. The place is a variety of locations scattered throughout most of the states in America. There are locations in Europe and Canada as well, but again, we're just going to limit this example to the US. Promotion, like previously mentioned, can be through a variety of social media platforms, print, and television ads. Breaking down the overarching segments of millennials and Gen Z, there are age groups that include people who are almost 40 and then some who are still in high school. What appeals to these groups as far as what's included in the marketing mix will be different for a 40-year-old than a 17-year-old. Television ads may be better suited for an older millennial and a TikTok ad for somebody who's in high school. Depending on what region of the country you're in, appeal and efforts towards health and sustainability may be different. Someone who lives in California may be more influenced to spend an extra 20 cents on a burrito if it comes in recyclable packaging than someone who lives in South Carolina. Because the overarching segments are so big, multiple strategies should be developed to cater to different groups in these segments. Then finally, to the last criterion. As mentioned previously, different strategies will be developed for different types of customers. Attracting these customer groups will not be the exact same across the board. With the use of individual elements in the marketing mix and adjusting them accordingly, Chipotle should not experience difficulty with attracting customers. And it turns out, they're very good at it. And that was Fab Slide 29, Market Segmentation, and the 5 criteria to evaluate the effectiveness of your segmentation scheme. Thank you.